Hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in to the Second and Nine podcast. My name is Josh Gordon, and I am well known as one of the best fantasy football players in this league. And I'm joined by a special guest, my co-host, Roshan Daniel.
What's up? Commission the building.
Commish in the building. How you doing, Roshan?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time that we've been doing this league. How many years has it
Yep.
been?
It's we're going on our 11th year now. This is the longest league that I've been in, and the best league that I've been in.
This is the best league. I don't know another league that's gone this long, at least in terms of like people I actually know. I mean, sure, there might be someone online that's got a
Yeah.
longer running league, but pretty impressive feat that we've got. We're coming up on 11 years. That's over a decade of trash talk.
I feel like if you add up the trash talk, it's well over a decade. But yeah, no, I think I've seen some people online who are 15 years. I saw someone online who's like 30 years, but I think our league is the coolest. Anytime I talk about our league online or with friends, everybody, I've never met anyone who isn't jealous of our league.
For
So it's a
sure.
great league, and hopefully this podcast really just brings us to the next level.
All right, let's talk about this podcast a little bit. We've got some motivations to go over. I know one of my motivations for this is just a way to add to the league, add to our like weekly discussion and connection. We're now spread across the entire US. We're not all chilling in someone's basement anymore. We're not just kicking it in Mitch's basement eating chips. So we got to find new ways to connect, and I think this podcast could be a good one. I don't know what's some motivations for you.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and I'm surprised that your true motivation wasn't to be able to have a platform to roast the entire league on, because we know we'll do plenty of roasting on this podcast.
There will be plenty.
Yeah,
Cool. Cool. So we're gonna roast, we're gonna connect. That might be reason enough. So
yeah. No, I think maybe I can just add on one more reason. Like looking back at all, we were just talking, looking back at the 10 years of shenanigans and videos and photos and memes and trash talk that we've done in the leagues. Just so much has happened, and I feel like I would love to be able to capture some of those memories in a bottle. Like when we look at the 10 years in the future, when we look at the last 20 years of the league, I think this podcast could be a great way to do that. Um, yeah, so definitely another motivation for me.
yeah. Did we say the name of the podcast in the opening? Did I say that?
Oh no, I think that's still a work in progress, right? Aren't you coming up with like a beat drop for that? Created on
I
Lemonade.
think I think the beat drop is happening right now. Can you
All
tell
right, let's.
everybody what the name of this podcast is? I'm making a beat right now with AI.
The name of our podcast, Second and Nine Fantasy Football Podcast.
Mm,
As all of you guys know, Second and Nine, 2-9, February 9th. Josh and I, it's born on the same day. Probably will die on the same day. Would you say?
probably. And if we're not going to die on the same day, we're at least going to die on the same fantasy hill, which is, I don't
The
know,
best two players in the league, right?
best two players in the league year in, year out, but not getting
Oh
enough
yeah.
credit when it comes to championships. But you've done pretty well in recent history. So, all right, the Second and Nine podcast. Let's go over. We've got three simple rules for this podcast. The first one is we're gonna have fun. Roshan, what's the second rule?
We're gonna keep it short. Like definitely gonna be shorter than the daily. Um, Nobody's got time to make these podcasts or listen to us ramble on for too long. So we're gonna keep it short and have fun.
Yep. And
The last rule, Josh.
the third rule is this podcast does not equal fantasy advice or expertise. Don't base your draft on this, or maybe you should base your draft on this. I don't know. It depends which advice I'm given. So I think everyone should definitely be going RB0 strategy this year. That's just my
Yeah,
advice off the bat, but take it or don't. I don't know. It's your call, up to you.
let the mind games begin.
Yeah, let the mind games be. That's actually going to be kind of fun to.
I know. I've already thought about this, man. I've already thought about
Why?
what kind of tips I'm gonna drop during this and see what sticks and what doesn't. Do you remember last year when I posted the screenshot of my Elijah Mitchell bid?
Kind of. I feel like
We
what do you remember what you put in? Because I won Elijah
Yeah,
Mitchell.
you did. Yeah, week 1, I knew everyone was gonna go heavy on Elijah Mitchell. I put in $50, screenshotted that, sent it to the league.
I
I
might have
wasn't
done
gonna
like
go over 50.
76.
Yeah, something ridiculous,
Yeah.
which I think he won you 1 game. Like,
Yeah.
I think he won you the next game, and that panned out, but then injuries and stuff.
Yeah, not enough
But
not enough
no,
games.
the game theory side of things will be very interesting.
I think I might be real on this pod and, like, actually say what I want, and if people
Yeah,
are listening, like, you might get insight to my thoughts or strategy, but if you're not, you might miss out, but who knows? Maybe there'll be some game theory for sure.
yeah,
Okay.
I think that's fair, yeah.
In the name of keeping it moving, though, we've gone over our 3 rules, we've gone over our motivations. Now let's talk about the real meat of this first pod, which is draft order. I mean, that's the next that's the next big event coming up for us is draft order. And we've done some pretty fun things in the past. And I think you're picking the upcoming years, right?
Yeah, as league champion, um, I will be picking the method of draft selection for this year. Which, by the way, Josh, when is the draft this year?
The draft is it's coming up. The draft is on September
Oh,
6th.
shoot, we got the fancy pop-ups. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
September 6th,
so
7 PM Eastern, 4 PM Pacific for all you West Coast boys.
yeah. Is 4 p.m. going to work for you? Is that too
Uh,
early?
it'll work. Yeah, I'm just
You
gonna
can
have to
do
put
some
it on the
multitasking.
work calendar. As long as it's
Yeah,
on the work calendar, it's booked.
yeah, gotcha. So maybe in lead up to the reveal of what this year's draft order competition is going to be, we could talk about some of the ones from previous years that were pretty fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I the one that stands out to me just was the wing eating competition back in the day, which I'm pretty sure Preston won. Just Buffalo Wild Wings Thursday
Dude
night,
can
all
eat.
you can eat.
Yeah.
Hard to beat those memories.
Honestly, most of us are like soft boys now. I don't know how many of us could go over 20, let alone 15.
Yeah,
But
I know if I'm hitting 20, I'm hitting the bathroom before I even walk out the door. So,
yeah.
I don't know how many I could eat today. It's a tough call. I wonder who would win. Who would
I
win
mean,
in the current version
you've
of
been
this
craving
league?
some wings lately. You've been sending me and Martin these wing videos on Instagram. I wonder what your Insta Discover page is looking like.
I'm on some weird algorithm where I just keep getting videos learning how to eat wings in, like, weirdly efficient ways. But,
Yeah.
I think who wins wing eating today? I'm kinda thinking about who's in the league. Ma Does
I don't know. I
Preston
think
win
maybe
again?
I was gonna say maybe Bada with his like he has the dad strength, so I think he's building up the dad bod and the dad appetite soon. So
True.
I
He
think he
needs
could house some wings.
he needs fuel to
Yeah,
raise a kid.
for sure. Actually,
Um,
I'll switch it up in the last moment because I think Brandon doing his marathon training, depending on
true,
when he eats it, if it's post marathon, I think Brandon could hit 40 wings
true.
pretty realistically.
I saw him, he I can't remember how many miles. I wanna say it was, like, 10 plus miles the other day, which is really impressive. So, after a run like that, you run straight to the wing factory, throw him down. Just can't
Yeah,
do
for
spicy
sure.
ones, I feel like, and you can knock it out the park.
Yeah.
The Smirnoff challenge. What about the Smirnoff challenge? That was a fun one.
Yeah, I don't remember who came up with this, but this was definitely our most controversial, right? Due to
Yeah,
yours truly, not yours truly, due to yourself.
yeah,
There was a little, so I guess to remind everyone, we did the Smirnoff Ice Challenge. Everybody chugs an ice. You got to record the video of you chugging the ice, and we measured it all up, on Adobe. Everybody started at the same time, ended at the same time, and we got our order that way. But under further investigation, red challenge flag came out, and we felt like Josh's was maybe put to 1.25 speed or 1.1 speed, something a little fishy in the video review over there.
yeah. I wonder if I could, like, find it on video and add it to this like, podcast stream somehow. But, yeah, I remember Mitch looked at the videos, and there was, like, a drop of Smirnoff running down my cheek way too
Oh,
fast, and he was
yeah,
like, "That's sus," and I denied it heavy, and I think I came in 3rd, potentially,
yeah,
maybe it was 2nd that year. I can't actually remember my draft order, But
But we only figured
and
out after the draft, right?
it was, I mean, it was the whole season had concluded. I was kind of committed to going to my grave without ever
Yeah,
revealing that, but man, it's just too fun to share like
ways
I don't know
you like
how you conned your
outsmarted
friends.
everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so like I could never be like a serial killer or like just commit some kind
because
of
you would just
heist
brag
because I
about
would
it.
have to tell someone. So
Oh god.
I think I sped it up by like 11%,
Yeah,
and it was like borderline. It was like help. It definitely gave me an edge, but it
yeah.
still wasn't faster than Preston, who fucking chugged
Again, this guy
again.
consumes things very quickly.
That's
It,
he
I
does.
I definitely think Mitch like probably brought out the physics textbook and started
Yeah,
doing the acceleration of due to gravity on that drop of Smirnoff off of your chin. So
yeah.
he was definitely motivated to uh, prove that there was collusion going on.
And then I missed last year's, which was the Flip
Yeah,
Cup tournament, but that
yeah.
was
So
tight.
yeah, I mean, this was awesome. We had just got an Airbnb together, finishing off our league punishment for that year. And the problem was that it was an odd number of guys. So I think maybe 7 guys. So to create a bracket for a Flip Cup tournament, there was always a play-in round. And I think what happened was Bata kept on winning one game and then losing a game, getting put back into the play-in round, and he ended up playing like the most games of Flip Cup out of everybody there, and still like didn't end up being one of the higher winners, just due to how many times he played Flip Cup. So I think he has some not fond memories of the moment, but it was a really good just a really good draft order competition for the rest of the group.
Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
coming home, I that the night you all were doing that, I, submitted a remote video of a Flip Cup, and I played Hope, and she actually beat me in the video I submitted, so that should have just auto disqualified me and dropped me to last, but, man, I still got Derrick Henry, so it worked out. Um And maybe now I think now it's time to talk us through your ideas for this year and what are we doing? This is what everyone wants to know listening to today. I don't know
Yeah.
if they want to
So
know if you're still listening. By the way, if you're still listening right now, kudos to you. Thanks for supporting the Second and Nine podcast brought to you by the best fantasy football player in the league and the commissioner. So,
yeah.
Roshan, share us your ideas for this year.
Yeah, so this year's draft order competition is sponsored by Lemonade.
Mm,
I don't know if Lemonade has a slogan yet. Can you come up with one on the fly?
making beats. So when life gives you lemonade, you make beats.
Yep, there you go. All right. All right. Maybe MJ can take that and run with it. So this year's competition, uh, I had a few different ideas, but what I settled on was going to be very similar to the Smirnoff Ice Challenge, but it's going to be the Popeyes Biscuit Challenge. So everybody in the league, and I checked to see, where everyone's living now. There's a Popeyes in, a close vicinity to everybody. So everybody in the league go and get 2 Popeyes biscuits, and I think I'll have it set up on TikTok where we end up doing sequential duets of the original video where you eat these 2 biscuits as fast as you can on TikTok, and the winner time wise will be the first choice on the draft selection this year.
Dang, this is pretty cool. So is this like challenging, kind of like the cinnamon challenge was back in the day? Like, is this weirdly
Yeah.
hard to eat 2 biscuits and like fast?
I guess I should clarify. 2 biscuits, no drink. And I've seen this on TikTok, and people were really, really struggling with it. So I figured it could be pretty funny. We could get some good laughs out of it, and I really want to get our league to make some TikToks. So that's another motivation of mine.
Yeah.
So that's the competition. I'll kind of simplify the text for everybody in the league. But what do you think initially?
I uh I just YouTubed. I'm on like on another tab, but I YouTube
Yeah,
searched Popeye's biscuit challenge, and the first video that pops up, the title is Almost Died, Popeye's
yeah,
biscuit
dude. I think
challenge.
it's gonna be hard.
So 2
So I
biscuits.
think I might do it today. I might go get the biscuits today and
And
do it.
and the only rule is like no water, and it's just how fast. Like it's not like do
How
it under
fast?
30
Yeah.
it's and the
No.
winner is whoever is shortest.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. And what's the maximum speed you can increase your video by? I just need to know.
Honestly, if I can't tell, you
You
know,
can't tell.
them,
Yeah.
you know, you can't tell,
All
right?
right. I won't be doing anything funny this year, so I encourage you to play by the rules as well.
No.
But just remember, this is not fantasy advice, so take it as you is. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is gonna be tough. I
So
actually don't even know if Popeyes is in Portland, so I'm gonna have to look
it
that up.
is. I checked. Yeah,
Oh,
I was
cool.
concerned honestly, like maybe Popeyes is anti-Portland, but there are a couple by you.
I wonder if you get an
Um,
advantage by going first thing in the morning when biscuits are fresh and like moist versus end of the day. Like if you're
ooh,
going
I
end
mean,
of the
here we go.
day,
That I think that's the kind of insight that could be useful to listen to on this pod. So
that
there we
is
go.
podcast insight. I'm going at 9 a.m. No, no, no. I'm going at 8 a.m. I'm getting a breakfast biscuit,
Breakfast
hot
biscuit.
off the
There you go.
press. Um, and oh fuck, I'm watching this video is playing on the side. He's literally choking while he's trying to put down a
I
biscuit.
think it's going to be really hard. Yeah.
Um,
Real quick, I wanted to share my like backup idea that I think could have been really fun, but
yeah,
at the end of the day, too many rules. I think just like a simple time competition is the easiest. But I was
it's a
going
great
to
idea.
use our. I think we can talk about this in another pod, but I was going to use our league investment funds $75 for this year, and everybody on August 1 starts with that 75 and can do whatever they want to do with it. Invest, gamble, keep it as cash, whatever. Put it in a
Wow.
ball. I don't know, whatever.
Trade
And
things, like, do the paperclip
trade
challenge
things.
type stuff?
You just have to mark down what you did, like the kind of transactions you made, and at the end of the month in September 1, the if you're at $80 and that's the highest that anybody got, you're number one on the draft order. If you're at $60, you lost a lot of money. You're
Yeah.
lowest. And I think
Damn.
that could have been fun. It could have been interesting if somebody just decided to not do anything and see where they ended up. But
Yeah.
I know a lot of us are financially competitive and uh, have our own preferred like investment methods, and I feel like that would be a good way to like flex on everybody else.
That'd
At
be
the end, I think that might have been a little too complicated and
yeah.
taxes and gains and stuff like that. I feel like
It's
the
definitely a
Popeyes
fun
thing was a lot
idea.
easier.
Yeah, I think it's a
Yeah, for
great
sure.
idea. Definitely more time intensive than, choking down a a couple biscuits. But,
Choking down a biscuit. Yeah.
my first thought was I would go buy a free couch off Craigslist and go like Gary Vee on 'em and, like, clean the
Ooh.
couch, sell the couch, and because you can, like you people do that, but, I mean,
Yeah.
definitely tough. Um,
That
cool.
it could have been really fun, honestly. Maybe that can be someone else's league draft order competition in future years.
Yeah. So, we are coming up on time here, and maybe I'm just gonna hypothetically throw out, maybe we should put these biscuit challenges on TikTok, but, we'll figure that out.
Yeah,
Love the idea, Roshan. Way to get creative. I'm excited to see the homies eat some biscuits on video.
yeah.
Um, now now, you know what? Let's eat our biscuits live on the podcast. Let's do it. Let's do it next time.
Next week, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
let's do it
that's
next
fine with
week.
me. Yeah,
Okay. And we're coming up on our 20 minutes here, so we got to follow the rules. Topics for next week. We're going to do a league overview, rule change discussions. We're going to eat biscuits. I don't know. I don't even know what else we're going to do. Maybe
I don't
maybe
know.
we'll start talking fantasy, but
Yeah,
that's about it from my end.
yeah. I think yeah, we'll keep this at a 1 week, one podcast type of thing, and hopefully bring in some guests. Again, we want to make this a fun 20 minutes for the league, and have everybody involved in it. So that's all from me. I will. I'm gonna start looking at how to eat biscuits quickly. I have a feeling maybe if I get the honey with the biscuit, the sweet will help out a little bit. Maybe it could be a lubricant too.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Think
We'll
think
see.
lubricants. That's some more fantasy alpha. All right.
Yeah,
Well, dope.
but definitely down to challenge you next week.
Heck yeah. You're listening to the Second and Nine podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
See ya.